Welcome to Rox Talks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. My name is Roxanne Wilson, and I am not alone.
I'm here.
You're here, and you're like, who is here? So over the last few months, at least, if not even more than that, you've probably heard me talk about an integrator. Sometimes I say business manager. Sometimes I say Taryn. Sometimes I say I'm not allowed to. Just kidding.
What do you actually call me on this podcast? I need to start listening more. Okay.
So you don't listen. That is why I invited you. No. And in fact, if you've been part of the summit, you probably also know Taryn from that space as well, too. Well, I thought, what a great way to end the year on Rox Talks by lifting up like the fourth wall, as they call it, or lifting up the veil and letting you see behind all things Rox Talks, because I, for a while, did this somewhat on my own. And then I did it with a group of fantastic people, but I needed more help. I shouldn't use the word. It was time for more help. And so Taryn came along. So I thought it would be great to invite Taryn on, share a little bit about what we're up to, what she's up to, and really like some insights from this wise sage. So we will be right back with this very merry episode. Maybe that's the title of it.
Oh, yes.
You like that? We'll be right back. So Taryn.
Roxanne.
Before we get started, there's still time for everyone listening to get that amazing toolkit, right?
Yes. So we have decided that even though it's not live in a sense anymore, our planning workshop, it is a great place to start and grab the replay, watch that, and then you will be introduced to our amazing toolkit that I am so excited about.
Why are you excited about it?
I think because it gives network marketers like everything that they need in their business to be successful growing on social media. And I haven't seen that full package before. And we've never offered it as a full package before. It was kind of all standalone. And this idea of putting it all together has just been like an aha, like, why didn't we do this before? So
here it is. And there's a special deal with it as well, too. And yes, the business bundle tracker is in it because you need it.
Yes. Like we said, it's everything you need. If you do not use the business bundle tracker, are you a business?
That's a good question. That's very philosophical this morning. We are recording this in the morning. Yeah. I like that. Anyhow, there's still time to get it. There's still time to watch the replay. So if you're like, I'm ready to start planning my 2022 now, Roxanne, help. I'm not live because I'm on vacation, but you can watch the replay and get all that you need and still take advantage of the bundle to kick off 2022 right. Here's the thing. If you think about it, yes, the workshop gives you, the replay of the workshop gives you all of here are the nuts and bolts. But just because you have nuts and bolts does not mean you know how to put them together. Have you ever tried to put something together? It takes time. It takes support. When Scott, Taryn, when this whole lockdown happened and Scott just had to start working from home, we got a desk and he doesn't build things. The one thing he doesn't. And it was a Wayfair desk. So
it came in 1 million pieces.
1 million pieces, probably. Yeah. 1 million pieces. Yeah. And I didn't even have an electric screwdriver. So I remember going out and it was I went to Home Depot, it was still open. I got an electric screwdriver. The thing took me 4 to 6 hours to build.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Scott was in the other room going yeah, good job. You can do it. I think it would have taken me less time if I had some support or a coach or not just a piece of paper. And that's my point.
Yes.
You know where I'm going? So with the toolkit, you become a member of Social Stories and you get a community of people who are right there along with you. You get coaching from moi. You get the support of all, and it helps you along the process a lot faster. So I'm just saying, you might want to check it out.
I say check it out. We put in the glue, we put in the screws, we put in the electric screwdriver. We did not leave you hanging. We are Home Depot for network marketers.
Exactly. But Lowe's, because Lowe's is more feminine. Have you ever noticed that about Lowe's?
I do not like Lowe's. I'm very Home Depot.
What?
Yes, I just love their carts. They've got like the coolest cart for kids where they can drive around, and they're just so helpful there.
I've never met a woman who liked Home Depot more than Lowe's, but in business school, we went through the whole training of like, we do the case studies in business school, and there's one on Lowe's because Lowe's is Home Depot, but they tried to make it like more feminine.
Huh. I'll have to, I literally can choose because I've got both.
Yeah.
And I will almost always go to Home Depot, and I go to Lowe's and I get like a little overwhelmed, and I'm like,
Interesting. Okay. That's the energy you're getting. Okay. We can unpack that later. P.S. And by the way, if you'd like to get the toolkit, go to socialstoriesmembership.com/toolkit.
Yeah. So excited to have you in it.
Absolutely. All right, podcast begins now. Hello.
Hello.
Taryn Soa. I guess we should start at the very beginning. And really, I'm excited to introduce everyone to you because everyone's like, who's this Taryn? What's this integrator thing? What's this business manager makes sense to people. Integrator is very much a online business entrepreneur word, wouldn't you say?
It's very much like, I feel like I didn't even really know what that word is until probably the last year when people, especially people like you came to me. She's like, are you an integrator? And I'm like, I guess it depends on what you mean by that, but I think so.
Integration now, segregation never. I know it sounds very weird. Right?
It does. I was like,
well, one of my coaches, James Wedmore, was it James Wedmore or was it? No, I think it was Stu. Anyhow, told us like, I don't remember which one. They're both great. Was talking about reading the book Rocket Fuel. And full disclosure, even though 2021 was my year to read, as an air quote, an audible book once a month, I got like a chapter in, but I got what I needed out of it. And it was like visionary integrator. And it just made sense to me. And I think this is going to make sense to you all as you're doing your business in different ways. And I know we're all in different spots, but the point of it was there's two different, Taryn, you've read it more recently than I have. How would you explain visionary and integrator?
So both of them are at like the top of a business, I would say. Your visionary, I almost knocked over my coffee because I'm so excited. A visionary is the person who can see like that big picture, who doesn't really think about the nitty gritty and is like, I have this idea, I want to run with it, and can solve like those bigger problems. They like to be in the spotlight in the sense of like, they want to be seen by their customers. They're going to like build relationships. So you're kind of thinking that person tends to be a little bit more on the marketing side of the business. They're the face of the business. And if you think of Disney World, who do you think of?
Walt Disney.
Don't say, okay, I was going to say, don't say Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. I passed that.
You passed Walt Disney. But did you know that he had an integrator behind him?
I did not.
Which was his brother, Roy, I want to say. Who was right up there with him. So an integrator is then the person who takes those visions, and not to say that the visionary doesn't put them into place, but the integrator is going to take it and be like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is the plan. This is a good idea. And on the flip side, a lot of times I have to say, no, this is not a good idea. This is going to distract from our resources. So I feel like integrator goes synonymous with negative Nancy. And that, because I'm going to be like, no, we're not wasting our time on that. Or Roxanne, you and I were talking this week about hiring another position, and you're like, I want it by Friday. And I'm like, no, it's not happening. Like, we're going to take our time. We're going to find the right person. So it's a really good yin and yang balance within a business. Like, we both can't be visionaries because then we're going to be coming up with amazing ideas, and then who's going to put them into place?
Exactly. Which honestly is where I saw that's what was happening with me. Like, I have this passion to help network marketers. I want to help them in all these spaces and help them become the CEOs of their business. And it's like, oh, this. And I knew that while, 2020 has its good and its bad, but I had an ability and it was great because people were home. So I could do like I did weekly webinars with my customers or my clients, my peeps, and it was fantastic. But I'm like, now I want to do this. I want to do this. And I couldn't get it all done. So by the end of 2020, I found that I was kind of frustrated because I'm like, I want to do more. I want to help in more ways. And I just couldn't physically figure out how to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I know it was March, end of March, beginning of April, when I first said, hey, do you do this thing?
Yeah. I want to say it was right around when we got done with the second summit that we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, not quite yet. I mean, I did do that, but I was like, let's talk in the future. And then we kind of reconnected.
And I remember I actually wasn't even ready. I'm like, I'm not ready. I just know I want it to happen this year.
Yes. Because I have seen too, like businesses, you can bring on an integrator too soon. And that's not good either. Like you don't want to bring someone in because then like when I'm in, I am going to be your consistent like beating drum. So it's like you have to get to the point of a business too where it's like that's theirs because I'm going to keep it running like and fueling it. And I'm going to take your idea and I'm going to hold you to it and we're going to see it through before I let you stop doing it.
Because I mean, I don't know if I'm ADHD. I've never like been tested, but I appreciate a shiny object. I do.
You do. And that is the beauty of a visionary is I do not react like that. I sometimes need to be pushed into bigger decisions like that. So it's a very good, like I said, yin and yang of like, oh, I didn't think of it that way, Roxanne. And then I can take your idea and like break it down. And I'm like, yes, it's great.
And you make it look all pretty, like in a chart or a graph. And you're like, this is what we're going to do. I'm like, yes. I'm like, yes, it's great as well too. Now I have to tell you, when you reached out to me and said, okay, I have openings. Are you ready? I was like, oh, bleep, it's happening. It like terrified me. I'm not kidding. Because I'm like, I know I want this. And I know you are my integrator. Like I knew that. Sometimes and I love that in a business when you're like, that's my person. Okay. So she's not available. That's fine. She's my person. But I was like, I didn't know we're going to do this now. Like now?
I know. I'm like, hey, Roxanne, just letting you know before I officially announce this anywhere, you're the first on the list. I'm going to be available. You're like, do not say it anywhere else.
Oh, I know.
I'll get back to you.
And somebody was jealous when I told her. I'm like, guess what? She's like, what? You have Taryn? I'm like, I have Taryn. Okay, she got you too. It's fine.
I know.
Well, and so, but I'm glad I had that, must figure this out. It's going to happen. I will work it out, because you got a budget for things like that, obviously bringing on a new person, but I'm like, I knew this was the right thing. And so I was just like, let's do this. All right, it's happening. And that was, it has been, I don't know if I've told you this publicly since you don't listen to the podcast. I think I've probably mentioned it a couple of times. I'm just kidding. It has been
just recently. I have not. I told you in the winter, I don't listen to podcasts, Roxanne.
I was going to ask everyone listening if that's them too, but if they're listening, that's not them. So there's that.
Right.
Right. Keep listening. Don't make it a seasonal thing. But what's been, when I look at what's happened in Q3 and Q4, I tell people all the time, I was telling people in my mastermind this just yesterday, you are a godsend. So happy to have you in the business. It makes so much sense. And who would have known that I would have, my words are we know words matter. If you listen to the podcast, words matter. But sometimes I say things and don't realize how much weight they take. And with everything changing for me personally or professionally, what do I call that? Professionally, personally, this year, quarter, it couldn't happen. So it's so good to have you. So there's that.
I'm so happy to be here. And I feel like an integrator visionary relationship is very much, I don't want to use like the word intimate, but it is like, have to be like in your brain and like in your life. And I kind of have to have a full picture. And I feel like sometimes integrator isn't like a sexy term because it's like, ooh, someone's going to do my process and systems. Whoa, whereas other hires you might make, it's like, oh yes, that feels so good. Integrator is like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's like like you're saying, like it can be a scarier decision. And just like in network marketing, when you're either deciding to get into your business or like you're kind of finding a new opportunity and getting ready to grow it, it's like taking just exactly what you said. It's scary, but then you got to do it. It's like, I'm ready, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. And I think maybe to liken it to network marketing, I was thinking about like, how does this relate to network marketers? I think it's in a few different ways. One, it's that moment where you decide, oh, I do want to take my business seriously. So I am going to get coaching, or I am going to join like social stories or something like a community that has me on track and going. I think that's kind of like an integrator for everyone, really.
Exactly. It's just in a more community sense of it. Or like coaching, that is a scary investment.
It is. It is.
But,
I gotta tell, it's funny you say that, because right around the time you joined is when I launched the pro social stories. So it was like, okay, this is going to be an intimate pod of coaching. And I wanted to keep it at a certain number because bandwidth, right? And in a way, I'm their integrator, which is kind of funny. And so,
yeah. Yes.
Because I'm every week checking with them. We have coaching calls. It's, how's your business going? Beth, shouting out to her just yesterday, like when she uses her business tracker, because for the pro members, I'm in their business tracker. So she'll make a comment on it and I get an alert. And so I'm like, I like this. This sounds good. Oh my goodness. Great job on that. How'd you do that? You're rocking it. Or even pointing out things like, well, you're 20% up from last month, right? That kind of thing, which is what you definitely do for a business, is what I do in a coaching realm for others. But it's in a way that I enjoy.
That is so cool to think that that's how like you're an integrator in other people's businesses. And it gives the point of, you don't have to do things alone. And sometimes it just helps to literally have someone else's eyes on it and someone else's perspective who has gone through something similar. And you're like, oh, I didn't think about it that way.
Totally. So Taryn, but we still don't know about you. Like, I know that by now people can tell where you're from because of your accent.
I am from Michigan, everyone, in case you couldn't tell by my A's.
Where on the hand, if you're watching on YouTube, where on the hand?
So if you're watching, I am over in the pinky crease over here in Muskegon, Michigan, which is on Lake Michigan. There you go. Use your right hand. I used to also live around Lake Michigan, and I was in Chicago for 8 years. But now we came back over to this side. So I'm obsessed with living by water. I have to live by water. And I don't understand how people don't see sunsets over water. It like blows my mind that not everyone has that.
So you literally can see the lake from your house?
I cannot see Lake Michigan, but we have a smaller lake called Mona Lake that I can see, but I can drive to the beach.
Oh, that's nice. I can drive to the beach too. I feel like mine's a real beach and yours is like a lake.
It is a lake, but it's definitely a real beach. Don't even get me going down that.
That's like, I mean, I'm from Arizona, right? It's where there's oceanfront property in Arizona. And like Lake Havasu is the Colorado River. I just want everyone to remember that. When I lived in Austin, when I lived in Austin, the lakes in Austin are the Colorado River. Like it's the Colorado River, just dammed in different ways. And so when people talk about a beach, since I live, on the Pacific Ocean, like we should actually say a lake. I'm just being a snob. It's okay.
I get where you're coming from. We have a lot of tiny lakes, and you're kind of like a beach, and then there's like grass, and you're like, this isn't a beach.
This is my point. There you go.
Lake Michigan, like we've got like beautiful piers, we have beautiful golden sandy beaches. Like I, growing up, took that for granted and thought that's what everybody had. And then I've gone to other areas and I'm like, wait a second, you don't have this? So it's kind of like a mini ocean. And if I get hate for this, you can send it to my DMs on Instagram. I'm willing to have this debate.
Okay, slide into her DMs and tell her she's wrong. That is hilarious. You're from Michigan and mom,
Mhm.
married, single. What's going on with you? I mean, I know the answer, but let's share us with everyone.
Yes, yes. So I am married. I've been with my husband. We've been together for 10 years. I am ironically not wearing my wedding ring today, which I wear every day.
You know that if that was like Bachelor Nation, people would think that you guys broke up, right? You
I
understand?
know.
Okay.
We
All right.
didn't. And I also posted a picture of our family with him not in it. We were with Santa and like he wasn't in it. And people were like, oh my God, where is he? Where's Jeremy? I'm like, we're good. There was just a crying child. I just had to jump in the pic. So,
Okay.
anyways,
Like,
I am married.
I thought maybe he dressed up as, the red guy, but no.
No,
Okay.
no. We're married. We have two pugs. Those were our first babies, and they are on a little bit of an older side now. Love them to death, Stella and Denard. And then we also have two human babies, Madison and David. They are 3 and 1. And we just recently got two cats. If you can see Roxanne's face, she's not a fan of them. And their names are Poppy and Violet, and they're the sweetest little girls. And I work from home, so I feel like I need to have a zoo in my home they're like my coworkers. Otherwise, I'm lonely.
Mission accomplished on that zoo of yours.
Yes.
I love that.
We're maybe going to get a fish, just, saying.
Seriously? So that your cat can eat the fish? Really?
These cats are not murderers.
No, but
Okay,
they're
eat the
like,
fish.
but I think that they're hunters. That's like a normal thing for a
Well, we
cat.
can get a lid.
Okay, because your cats can't lift that with their opposable thumbs. Okay, good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out.
I'll do an update. I'll come back in the podcast in a few months to let you know
We'd
how our
appreciate
fish
that.
is living.
That'd be good.
Let me tell you a little more about myself. Is I actually grew up with a mom and stepmom who were both in network marketing. So I saw my mothers try to step into their own power and try to bring extra money into our families. So my stepmom was in Pampered Chef. My mom was in Tastefully Simple. I freaking love Tastefully Simple stuff to this day. She doesn't sell it anymore, but she used to.
Have you tried their queso? Because for like, if you live where I live, where there's no queso, land of no queso, the queso and Pampered Chef queso is so good. Not Pampered Chef. I'm sorry. Tastefully Simple. Tastefully Simple's queso. I got confused. Tastefully Simple's queso rocks the Casbah. One of my clients, Sarah Tranum, who is not in Tastefully Simple, but she buys from Tastefully Simple, sent those to me. And I was like, what? So good. You put some salsa in there and put some guac or avocado. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. So I'm definitely going to have to try it. But like what I really loved, and I don't know if they still carry it, but when I first moved from home, my mom would send me care packages of Tastefully Simple with like potato soup. There was this like oil, this garlic oil that we would put like on everything. Oh my gosh, it just like warms my heart thinking about it.
So you know that if anyone who listens or knows someone from Tastefully Simple is listening, you're about to get a bunch of messages in your DM from Tastefully Simple consultants.
Hey, if you still have the potato soup, like please get at me.
And then your stepmother's with Pampered Chef?
Yes. And actually she did Tupperware for a little while too.
Nice. Both still around. All these companies still around. PS.
Yes. And so I grew up in the age of it was parties, in-home parties. So the hard thing like growing up is I always saw my mom like go after work to do these parties. But then we would have a ton of parties at our home too. So like cabbie, we really loved doing cabbie parties. You know, we would like pick out, we could only get like one piece. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to spend $100 on this awesome shirt. And we would like trade our stuff back and forth. So that's how I got introduced to network marketing. And in college, I worked for my aunt. And I am not going to say any names because this is kind of a no-no, but she sold Avon on eBay. And I would come to her house after college classes and package everything up and ship it out to people who bought our Avon.
So what we're hearing is that you got a little contraband network marketing going on in your history too.
It may or may not still be going on. I can't say.
I love this.
No names.
So no names.
I've got a lot of aunts. So
okay, so you're not going to find her. So just stop. Yeah.
Yes, just let her live her life. It's it provided for me all through college. My grandma worked with her for a little while. My cousin, like it was, a different way of giving women freedom and money. And it was such a flexible schedule. So I loved it about that. And then hold on, you did not know this part. I actually sold It Works for 2 months.
You did the patches? Oh,
The
I
wraps.
did not know the wraps.
It's a wrap.
Not the patches. The patches are level.
Yeah.
You did the wraps all around the belly that was like pull out all the liquid.
Yes. And the thing, what I needed you back when I did that, because I was like, how do I actually sell this? Like, I don't want to sell it to my family and friends. And I didn't know how to utilize social media at the time. I had just got out of college and I didn't have a resource like you to be like, look, here, you have this. I hate to use opportunity, but it's like, here, you can sell this product and make money on your time. But I was like, well, how do I actually sell it? Help me.
Yeah. Well, you're here now, darling. We found each other eventually. Sometimes timing might be a little different, but it's always on time, right? I love that. And I think that's probably one of the things that endears you to our clients. Like you get the Social Stories community, you get the Social Templates Club community. I just thought you just picked it up before, but look at that. You have institutional knowledge on it. I love that.
And my husband's aunt, I've seen her have amazing success in network marketing. Like she has a Lexus and she's gone on trips. So it's like, I've seen all gamuts of like, putting in the work and doing the parties in the home, which I think was really hard. And now I see my aunt-in-law also crushing it, and she uses social media. And to see like how different women can utilize that at all different levels is amazing. And that's why I love working with you, because I get that. And my goal is I love working with women who are helping women. And I feel like network marketing can get a bad rap or a bad name. And no, I strongly disagree in that. I think it's empowering women and giving women different avenues to make money.
I love that so much. Amen to that. Amen to that.
Amen.
Amen. So this is Taryn. Taryn, if you had any advice for network marketers as we go into 2022, what would you say?
You know what really got me started in my service-based business was the phrase, and I'm not sure who started it, so this is not my quote, but do it scared. You are going to be scared. There's always that fear of failure. Do it anyways. Have fun with it. Like my 2 mottos I really live by is do it scared, and I make more money the more fun I have. So
I like that.
Do it.
I like both of those. Fantastic. And what's your word for 2022?
Allow.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So 2021 was temperance, which is forcing me to slow down and think about my decisions and just slow down, period. I didn't really know how that was going to show up, but it showed up a lot. And then this year is going to be allowing good opportunities to come in, allowing bad things to happen and not trying to stop them. So we'll see where that brings me.
I love that, because bad things, beauty for ashes, right?
Exactly. 1000%.
I figured out my word, by the way. It came to me one morning. I think it was yesterday morning. I was laying in bed. The alarm hadn't gone off yet, and I wasn't ready to wake up yet. And I was like, word. I need a word. I'm talking about a word. Epic. My word is epic. I know. It just came to me. I was like,
I like it.
I'm like, ooh, that's a good word. Now, again, my words are powerful, so watch out, people. I'm the girl who said endless for 2020. So
it's you.
It's me. You found me. I'm the guilty party. It's epic, and I mean, Rocks Talks is going to be epic. The impact we're going to make on our community and Social Stories and Social Templates Club and people of the podcast is going to be epic. They're going to rock it. Like, I'm just so excited. Everything is going to be epic. This is our year. So
yes. And if you want to get on the epic train, like hop in. We've got some tickets available.
Right. There's seats. On the train. I love that so much. All right. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, nothing came to me. And you know me, if something comes, I say it.
Yeah, which I love. So we're going to roll right into behind the scenes then.
Cool.
Sound good?
Yes.
A?
Let's do it.
So we are recording this on the 9th of December, which might impress you because I don't like to do podcasts that far in advance.
No.
No.
And let's just say the only reason we're probably really doing this in advance is for our podcast editor. He's going on a trip, or not a trip. He's just taking time off.
Taking vacation of some, yeah, which he's totally allowed to do. And I love James. And maybe one day we'll just, you know what, James, because I know you're listening because this is what you do. We should have you like, if you just like would send a note like, hey, Rocks Talks, goodness, thanks for listening. So it's like a shout out. I would love for everyone to hear your voice. I'm all for sharing. And there's only a few men in the world of Rocks Talks. P.S. And by the way, there's like two. But I would love to like shout you out. And Gerald, to you who does all the video, I'd love to shout you out as well too. But yeah. Anyway.
If we're going behind the scenes, they also need to be here too. So you guys.
You know that like social stories, everyone's like, how's Leslie? Everyone knows Leslie. Leslie, yeah. I mean, Leslie's been with me for 2 years now, and they know, they're like, oh, Leslie. I'm like, y'all can't just reach out to Leslie. Leave her alone.
Yes, she's ours.
So, yes. And it is the end of year, and I appreciate everyone who does anything with Rocks Talks, because again, I cannot do it alone. I even think about the podcast. When I started the podcast, I literally did it all by myself. And I thought, oh, it's no big deal. Yeah, I'll record it and I'll edit. I put in air quotes, edit it, because it did not sound like James's sounds. And I'll put the music on and I'll write the notes and I'll do this and the video. And I did it all by myself. And then like releasing that to others who actually are experts in that space, go figure, best thing ever.
Mm-hmm. That's because you are a visionary. You have the idea, you do the talking, you show up, you make the connection. You pass it off. Like, that's not where your energy should be used. It's not the best use of your time. Like, then you can't show up for all our members in Social Stories and Social Templates Club as like energetically as you want to, if you're doing things like podcast editing.
Yeah, you're so right. Yes. And that's okay. So it's the 9th, the workshop, which you all probably went to. And if you didn't, you're listening to the replay, is in like a week and 2 days. I'm so jazzed about it. Did you see all the people who've already registered for it, by the way? Did you see that?
Yes. My email keeps blowing up. And so every day I'm like, ooh, look at this. How exciting. So it's going to be amazing. Like, I even want to come to this just to be there.
Well, Taryn might make an appearance. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And this weekend, I'm just sitting down and just making sure like everything is buttoned up in the way I want it to go. It'll go any way it wants to go. But I always like to have a specific, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to tweak it slightly. So very excited about that. I'm working on that. I need
to say really quick, the workbook, because I was looking at that the other night and the workbook looks so good.
Isn't it so good? Oh yeah. There's some juicy stuff in the workbook. If someone's watching the replay, can they still get the workbook?
Yes.
Yeah, they can.
Yes. Okay, we'll make sure that comes in like the email with the replay.
Awesome. Okay. So people have been asking me and mentioning, sometimes I say things on the podcast and I forget that I'm like, oh, how did you know that? Someone's like, congratulations on losing 3 pounds. I'm like, how did you know that? She's like, you said it in the podcast.
You're like,
wow, you're good. Uh-huh. So some listeners were saying, I've never heard of Remarkable before. And so I was like, oh girl, it finally came. I have it. I feel like I'm showing it to the camera. It is here. It came last night. It does feel like paper. I'm super stoked. Here's my little like stylus. Yeah, it's a winner.
I have a question for you. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm left-handed.
Perfect. I need to know how you like this, because I am left-handed and I'm surprised. I was actually journaling last night and I do
Ink
not
on your
have
finger,
a
girl.
smudge. Yeah.
I hear you. It asks you if you're left-handed or right-handed. I don't know what it does with that information, but I just feel good that it asked me.
Yes.
Yeah. So yay. Got that. We are taking, Taryn, I kind of said it in one of our things where we connect. but we are taking vacation. Did you see when I said like, we're not working?
Yes.
Okay. Cause you didn't respond.
We're not working.
We are not working. While you're listening to this, we are not working. Okay.
We are not working.
We are not working. Ain't no way.
We are in our comfy pants.
Yes.
Eating all the holiday yummies.
Getting ready for the Michigan game. Go Blue.
Go right? Blue. My gosh, we're so sad that it's on New Year's Eve.
Why?
Because my husband has to work.
During the day? What, people eating brunch or something?
I don't really know. So right now he does catering. So for people who have parties and whatnot. So we don't know what his schedule will entail that day, but
maybe they're having like a Michigan, maybe it'll be at a Michigan party so you can watch it.
Yes.
And maybe we'll just get to stand around. Bummer, but we wanted to be on the first because we have a chance to go to the championships. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. It doesn't feel like real life to me because I'm so used to losing, losing teams. Hello, we're Lions fans. Like we're used to disappointment in our lives.
Pat you on the head. I'm patting you on the head. Yeah. Listen, I'm used to.
Hey, we just won this past weekend. So the Lions won.
Oh, you finally, you have the coach that was like crying like 4, 5, 6 weeks ago in the post. He was crying and I was like, oh puppy, I'm so sorry. He's like, they tried so hard. And I'm like, gosh, you just want to win. Just give the guy one win. He got his win. I'm happy for him.
He got his win against the Vikings, I believe.
Hey, guess who didn't feel good about losing to the Lions? The Viking, the only team that's lost.
My stepdad who likes the Vikings.
Sorry. That's like some Midwest chicanery going on right there. So it's probably, Michigan beating Minnesota probably felt pretty dang good. Mm-hmm. There it is. So what are you working on right now or what's going on in your life? Anything?
Personally or within Rockstar?
Yeah, behind the scenes. No, behind the scenes can be about anything.
Ooh, okay. So, we have our annual planning session next week, and I am excited for that because we're going to sit down and see how we can serve everyone the best we can in 2022. So now that I know it's epic.
Oh, yeah. But do we have enough time in that session? I'm just honestly asking you. This is behind the scenes convo, people.
Yeah. Well, first of all, our meetings that are booked for an hour, we usually accomplish 2 things on our list, and I usually have 10. So no, it is not enough time, but it's going to be the start to our epic conversation.
Yes. Okay, great. And now that you know the words epic, now I'm thinking like rainbows and fireworks and popcorn and avocados all together. Okay.
Popcorn and avocados. Okay, I can get behind that. I'm ready. I'm
good on popcorn, by the way.
Literally writing epic down right now on my other list.
All capital letters, please, and some exclamation points. I
don't have an erasable Sharpie, and I got to redo it.
Epic.
But you know what I do have now is my erasable highlighters from our friend
Megan Summerall, shout out. Yeah. Do you like gold, silver, or rose gold?
All of the above.
But what's your favorite?
All of the above.
If you had to look at it on a daily basis, what color would it be?
Gold.
Okay. That wasn't that hard.
It was. I love them all. Like I have gold on my earrings. My ring is rose gold. My watch is gold. Got some silver. I'm a lover of all.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. TBD, everyone, on why I asked that question. Yeah. So that's what you have going on. Good things. And the kids are doing well?
The kids are doing well. Yes. Yeah. I'm exhausted. They're 3 and 1. So you can imagine the amount of noise in my household. Like you guys, I'm home right now and I'm surprised you guys cannot hear anything.
Can't hear a thing.
They must know. No cats. I didn't yell at anyone.
The cats aren't with the kids, are they?
No, cats are with me. The door is shut.
Thank you. Just checking.
And yeah, we're getting ready for the holidays. I know we're saying we're taking time off, but I'm already like, I got stuff to do.
No, we're taking time off. That's happening. Here's why. Okay. And y'all, this podcast might be long, but you can listen it into increments. Because I'm having these flashbacks lately of when I was way in my network marketing business and had big goals by the end of the year to get like the trips and the titles and things. And two stick out in my head. I was at the Rose Bowl, which my family and I would go to. And it was, we go to a party that is on Eastern time on New Year's Eve because we gotta get up and go to the Rose Bowl, the parade. Anyhow, I was going in one year, I was going in and out of it because I was making calls and text messages and putting in orders. And the other year I'd stayed in my stinking bed, my hotel room, working on that instead of spending time and dancing to things like I Got a Feeling with my family because I just wanted to hit this goal. One year I got it. The other year I didn't. I don't remember the order, but actually I do. Didn't get it that first year. Got it the year after. I remember being devastated the first year because I was just like, I worked so hard and it just didn't happen. And then I remember the year after, or the next year it happened. It was 2 years later that it did it again. And I remember like I got it and it was like it, but when I got to the party, I'm like, I missed out on all the fun stuff. And if I look back on either of those, yes, I got the trip or no, I didn't get it that year. Didn't matter. Yes, the trip was fun, but the time with my family was so much more important. And so, yeah, we might have a list of things that need to get done. Not on the first, because I'm going to be at the parade and I'm going to be watching football, be at the bowl game, but maybe on the Monday after. And yeah, we may need to get to it and whatever, but it is going to be okay. And I feel like if you and I, our business, if I'm going to be true to what I say, which is don't be spammy Tammy, which is don't be militant Marcy, which is be the CEO of your business. And it is okay for you to take pauses when you take pauses, and your business is going to do great if you set up these funnels. If I'm going to do all that, then I have to live it as well too.
Yes.
But we're not working that week. So there's that.
We're not working. And that just literally reminds me, because I was stuck on my word. There was another one I was kind of thinking about. So if anyone's like, oh, my word, permission.
As in to pause.
Or whatever, but like even just, it's like, why are you in your network marketing business? To have fun, to create this community that you're looking for, to be able to supplement, to buy your kids or grandkids something. But that doesn't mean at the sacrifice of literally spending time with them, right? So I think what you said is so spot on. And some people might need that permission of like, it's okay if you don't hit all these big goals.
Yeah.
Because you get this time how you want to spend it during the holidays. And maybe it is just resting. That's fine too.
I love that so much. Yes. And you said goals. So I'm just going to tell you a preview. I don't know if you noticed, I put down a topic for next week's podcast already. I know. I'm like, I listen.
Who are you? Where is this coming from? Look,
I don't know.
I am freeing so much of your mental capacity and space that you're just like pre-planning the podcast now.
It's true. Thank you for that. The title, you want to hear the title?
Yes, because you always have such fun titles. So let's hear it.
I try really hard. Thank you. Smart goals are stupid.
Whoa! I also hate smart goals. They are stupid.
Oh, maybe you should come back on. We can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Yes. But that like smart goals are stupid. That is the title of the I'm going to leave it at that. I'll say one other thing and then we'll let you guys go on your merry Christmas way is this week, also behind the scenes, had the training for social stories. And since we're working on the level that includes live video or live streaming, I should say, that's a technical term, doing IG lives and Facebook lives and reels, right? Because we're like open for business. Everything looks good on our pages. So now we're saying, hey, we're open. We did reels. And I just want you to know, I'm saying this right now, which, gosh, when you say things publicly, you have to, it's like your word. I did a reels training of like trending reels and all the things audio and said, let's do a challenge. So we are doing, my social stories members, we are doing the challenge, doing 3 reels a week between now and the end of the year, which again, it's the 9th when we're recording this. You know how much I appreciate reels, but ain't nobody got time for reels.
Yes.
So Taryn, I pledged to do the dang 3 a week too. I just thought you'd like to know that because, you look at me like, where's your reel? And I'm like,
I know.
real?
I send ideas. I'm like, will you do this? I like this one.
Yeah,
you're
you've
like,
done that.
yes.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, this is also behind the scenes. I was on our Instagram this morning and I saw that you were getting like shared or tagged in a bunch of stuff. So I clicked on that little button on Instagram. You're the Instagram pro, so maybe there's a word for this button. I don't know. But like people are doing it.
Yeah, they're doing. You saw that, and that's exciting.
Yes. Should we share them on stories?
Should. Can we please? Yes. Let's share them and shout it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Make that happen. Mm-hmm.
So members, watch out. We're coming for you and we're blasting you out.
You're getting your shout outs. I love that. Let's definitely do that. I know they're doing them. I'm like, okay, I have 2 more to do this week. Yep. 2 more to do this week.
It's Thursday. So I feel like maybe we should do one about this, like recording this episode. So it's like behind the scenes of behind the scenes of behind the scenes.
How do I do? What would that look like? How do I do that?
I have no idea.
Visionary.
That's where the visionary comes in.
Vision. Oh, wait, that's me. Just kidding. All right. Let me just like right here, do a quick little recording.
Yeah. What do we do?
I don't know. Just look dramatic. Podcast coming soon. Podcast. There it is.
You're not looking dramatic. You're looking fun. I'm looking
This
very
is
dramatic.
drama. Jazz hands are drama. Hello. Love it. Okay. Boom. In and out and in and out like you do in the reels. All right. That's work. I can work with. Oh, wait, that was good too. Give me that again. Give me that again. Give me face. Give me face.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Cool. I used to also used to be a model. I just needed to.
Oh, were you?
In 7th grade, I took a few
it.
modeling classes. I did one runway show.
That's such a Michigan high school thing to do. P.S. And by the way,
it was so dumb.
It is well, no, because listen, if you did it and you're listening, good on you. But that is
yes, dumb for me. Like I'm like, why? What was? I had braces. I had a unibrow. I was not a model, guys. It's okay.
You learned poise from it.
Yes.
Right? Maybe.
I don't really remember. It was a while ago.
You're a little traumatized. It gives for a good story. Alas. All right, you guys. Yeah. So good. I can't believe this is the end of the year, 2021, just in case you forgot that it's 21 and not 2020. I can't say enough how much we appreciate you so much. We can't do what we do and impact you if you don't let us. So thank you for letting us be an impact and be a voice in your life. And if this is the first time you've listened to the Rocks Talks podcast, welcome. And winter is a time to listen to podcasts.
Winter is a great time to listen to podcasts.
Excellent time. For sure.
Excellent time. I'm so excited that I got to more so speak to everyone instead of just like behind the scenes. And I know a lot that's going on in like our clients and customers, businesses and lives, but like I don't like directly know. So it's been fun to kind of get put in the spotlight for a hot second, but I'm going to go back into my little, I'm going to put the wall back down.
Oh, you said, I think you're coming on to talk about SMART goals being stupid.
Okay. I will put it on for this week and then I'll take it back off for 30 minutes next week.
Okay. Fair enough. For 30 minutes. She just told me how long the podcast is going to be. That's hilarious. That's cute. Thank you so much. And to all of you, have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy yourselves. We will see you next year. And I can say it one more time. So I'm going to happy holidays. Thanks for listening to Rocks Talks. You're not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And next year is going to be epic.